Never thought I had a problem. Always held a job, had relationships as I thought, but they were false. They were always built around my drug use. So I really leaned on that for a long time. Pills stopped working, so I went to heroin. Heroin made me feel even better. I had 2 kids, used before and after they were born, had a wife who I used with. She eventually got tired of it. She got clean and left me with both my kids. She took everything that I thought I had in life away. It just put me into a spiral of downfall. I didn't care enough. It was about me. There was nothing that could stop me because I wasn't ready to stop. I didn't want to stop. You could take my freedom, you could take my wife, you could take my kids, you could take my life. It didn't matter to me. Just don't take my drugs. She was cleaning the house with me, so I was sneaking in the bathroom, doing drugs. So when she left, I'm like, yes, I can do them right here. I can get high the way I like to get high. I don't have to hide it. But that loneliness was there. I had no hope for a future, for anything. I was gonna die a miserable addict with nothing and nobody around but my drugs, and I was okay with that. I went to rehab because I was told by the judges, by my ex-wife, by my family, you need to get this drug addiction under control. That's your only problem, is you doing drugs. So that's what I went to rehab for, is to make them happy, to show them I can stop doing drugs. And that only lasted for so long. Once I got the people back, once I got the pat on the back, good job, I just started pushing myself farther and farther away from what I was taught in rehab. And eventually I was back using again, hiding it, stealing, lying came first, manipulating, and just hurting myself because I didn't have any hope. I didn't want anything different. I wasn't done. People would always say, I just woke up one morning and I was done. And I said, well, you're not doing the right drugs, because I never felt that way, because I never had hope to be anything but a drug addict. Until this recent year, the drugs stopped working. I couldn't get high anymore. I couldn't die. I've OD'd many a times. I've almost killed many of people, including my kids. My first DUI was with my kids in the car, and I OD'd driving on the road with them. I lost them to my ex-wife. I had regained her trust. I had people-pleased her enough to get her trust back falsely, cheating, conniving, because that's what I do. But that's not who I am. And that's what I figured out today. I'm really good at that because, that's how I grew up. I grew up on the streets, and if I want something, I can talk my way into getting that, regardless. If I need it or if I want it, I'm gonna get it. And it was always related around my drugs. When I went into rehab the first time, I was going in because the courts wanted me there. They said I had to be there. My ex-wife said I can't see my kids until I go through it. And I would do it just for them. Deep down inside, I didn't want to stop. I wasn't unmanageable. This is who I am, is what I told myself. You're a drug addict. I learned that it was just a timeout for me. I'm real good at timeouts. I'm real good at stepping away until I, get back into looking good, feeling good. People are around me, they want to hang out. And then once I get all those things, I don't have anything to live for anymore because I never dealt with the real issue. So yeah, they would teach me other coping skills, but I didn't want them. So it was in one, out the other. There was a seed planted that I thought once I was ready, it was possible, but I'm not ready. And nobody can force me to be ready until, I've had that rock bottom, of feeling just no hope. The last time I felt hopeless was I tried to get clean on my own. I was doing fentanyl now. I OD'd on a fentanyl December 12th, 1 year today. Caught my 3rd DUI, aggravated, 2nd aggravated. I was just going nowhere. I had no plans, didn't care to have plans, didn't want them. I just wanted to die. But somebody else had plans for me and wouldn't allow that. I couldn't get high anymore. I was doing more drugs than a human should be able to do and not die, I had just felt empty. I've never felt that feeling. I've always kind of looked at people that wanted to die and commit suicide as being a very selfish person, because I've never gotten to that point in my life. After getting about 40 days on my own with no help and just going right back to it, I just felt I was gonna die. I just wanted to die. I had a very close friend of mine, Cameron Steeler, that passed away. I wanted that to be me. I wish that was me and not him. I felt I deserved to be in his shoes, and he didn't. He was loving, caring, smiling, could light up a room. I played softball with him. We shared the same teams, laughs. I had no hope for living, no drive, no determination, nothing. I couldn't leave my house. For some reason, I just stopped fighting, and I reached out for the first time. Never reached out. All the times before I went to rehab, somebody told me, you have to go, you need this, you need to stop doing this. But they never told me how or taught me how. They just said, you have to do this. And that was growing up. This time, I reached out and said, I need help. I have a softball team, a sober softball team that I play for, and I just texted them in the chat that we have and said, guys, I'm getting high again, which I would never admit because it disqualifies me from the league. And softball is a big passion of mine, and they pointed me in the direction for a better life. I went to detox for the first time instead of detoxing at home. When I was in detox, I knew I needed something different. And I reached out again, something that I've never done again. I said, I need somewhere to go. I don't have insurance, but you can't put a price on my life, By the grace of God, I was offered to come to SRC, Scottsdale Recovery Center. When I walked into that building, I've been to several different treatments. I've worked in treatment before. It was something different. The people, the atmosphere, just the love I got. I walked in there with an open mind and willingness to do whatever it took to save my life, because they told me my life was worth it. And they showed me love when I couldn't love myself, when I didn't feel I deserved the love and the care of another human being. I went in there and I did everything they said. I learned that I am worth this. I do have hope, and that I have a lot to offer somebody else. And these aren't things I'm used to hearing or feeling about myself, because I grew up just with negativity. They've shown me who I can be and who I want to be, and they've shown me how to live. They've given me tools to be a man and not the little scared boy that I've been for the last 37 years. I can't even put in words how much they've changed my life, how they've shown me how to change my life. People can direct you, but you have to want it. You have to know you're worth it. You just have to hope for one day at a time, that you can do this. I had some charges pending for this past DUI, my third aggravated DUI, and I was looking at 2.5 years of prison time. My lawyer went and he got a plea deal for me. They wanted to come get me from detox right away. But with the people that are at Scottsdale Recovery Center fought to keep me in rehab for 30 days before, they prepared me. They put me down the path that I want to be on going into this prison sentence that I have to, start tomorrow morning. And they showed me that I can do this, and I can do it for the right reasons, and I can learn from this experience. As crazy as it sounds, I'm grateful for this. I'm looking forward to this, because I can get out of it whatever I want. So it's a matter of changing your perspective of things. It's taking responsibility of my actions and turning it around to make it better. That way, when I get out, I can show somebody else they can do the same thing. It's about owning up to what you've done taking responsibility for it, doing the next right thing. You know, I have 30 days today. That's a miracle. I've had more time off, abstinence from drugs, but I've never had this kind of recovery. Sober and clean time and having real recovery. You have to want it, You have to own up, take responsibility before you can change. This has been the greatest opportunity I've had in my life. I wouldn't change anything I've done in my life because it's made me who I am today. I can take all these things, lying, conniving, cheating, all these character defects that they say are bad that I need to forget. I don't, because that's who I am. I need to relearn how to use them to help others, to show them that there's a better way. Scottsdale Recovery Center has taught me I'm not a bad person. These aren't bad character defects. I just use them the wrong way. When they told me that, it gave me a total different view of life, because I always told myself I was worthless, not good enough, never gonna amount to anything. But they've given me hope. They've showed me who I am and what I can be like, as long as I'm willing to take that journey. And they're willing to go with me. Having somebody that's got your back for the real reasons. I have homies out there. They're not here now. These people I've met will be with me for life. Thick or thin, good or bad, they got my back. And these are complete strangers that I've known for 30 days. And I have more love for them, than anybody I grew up with, some of my family members. It's truly amazing. I'm going to do my 4 months. I'm going in there with a clear, open mind, head up. I'm going to go in there and find out who I am. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to set goals for what I want to do in life afterwards. I'm going to go do my time, continue to work with Scottsdale Recovery Center while I'm in there. My counselor, Lee, is going to be writing with me weekly, giving me assignments, helping me as well, just like if I was still in treatment. I'll be coming out, they'll be picking me up, which is amazing. What other recovery center will pick a client up from prison and bring me right back? I'll be doing IOP with them. I'll be continuing to grow and work on myself slowly. My passion is to be able to get back into the treatment field when I'm ready, when I know who I am. Because if I can't help myself, I surely can't help somebody else. I have nothing to offer. If I don't feel I'm worth it, I can't tell you you have something to give that I don't have. So my goal is to find out who I am, find out what I want to do. And it's scary, because I've never been willing to face that. It's hard to look in the mirror and know who you are, because for so long I didn't like that person in the mirror. But I can say today, I love that person. That's not a bad guy. That guy has a lot to offer. So my goals are, work on me, find out who I am, God willing, help others. I could go into this situation and say, oh, poor me, why me? I have 30 days, look how good I am. But that's not the case, And 30 days might not sound like a lot to some people, but 30 days is a miracle to me. And if anybody wants to follow, they can, but they're gonna have to want it. Because for so long I didn't want it, because I had no hope for a future. Now I know I have a positive future, as long as I'm willing to do the work.